All of our food is poison right now. You can't eat any greens or vegetables or anything. My body needs fuel, and the healthy kind. Good morning, good morning. It is a special day today. It is my birthday. So I'm gonna quickly tell you my plans because we gotta skedaddle out of here. I'm basically having a solo adventure day, and I have not done this in a while. I definitely like celebrating my birthday with friends and loved ones, but this year I was just like, I feel overwhelmed about planning. There's a lot going on. We were having the Canada fires, and also there's 6 other birthdays happening right now. I have a birthday brunch, another birthday party this weekend. So I was like, let me not even try to compete with the other birthdays going on and figure out where to squeeze mine in, and let me just have a solo day. And I'm also planning a trip in a couple weeks to go to Woodstock, so that's gonna be super fun. Also a solo trip. So today is just basically like a self-care, do all the things that make you feel good type of day. So I'm going to the 11 a.m. Matinee to see the Odyssey. It has great reviews, stellar cast. I'm very interested to see it. I remember the story of the Odyssey. I just don't remember the specifics. I know we read it in school at some point, so just very interesting to see it come to screen. And then I'm going to grab a smoothie, potentially lunch, but I have to run and grab something from my office and then go to a massage that I have. So depending on commute time and if I have time in between, I don't know if I'm gonna sit down and have a lunch or if I'm just gonna get a smoothie. I really need a smoothie. I really need greens. All of our food is poison right now. You can't eat any greens or vegetables or anything. So I was like, let me go to a place I trust. I'm probably gonna go to a Juice Generation and get a smoothie from them because my body needs fuel, and the healthy kind. So that's pretty much our plans for today. The masseuse is amazing. He's such a sweetheart, so I'm excited to go get the massage. And then after that, I was contemplating going to a nice dinner. Even though it's only technically 2 things plus 1 thing in the middle, I feel like I might be tired afterward, a 3-hour movie and then getting an hour-long massage. I'm gonna be very relaxed. I might just want to come home and relax and order DoorDash. So TBD on whether or not we go out for dinner, but the other things we are absolutely doing. I'm running late as always, so we need to get out of here and go to the movies. So let's start our birthday solo day. Good morning, beautiful people. It is the next day. I really intended to film more yesterday, and as I was going about my day, I kept forgetting, 1, to film, and 2, I was just so in the moment that I was like, I don't really feel like filming this right now. I want to just enjoy this experience and not be so worried or concerned about catching it on camera. And so what was supposed to be a solo birthday day vlog ended up being a very short, it's probably a 5-minute video with not a lot of talking. So I was like, you know what, we'll continue and let's do the next day. So today is Thursday. We don't have any huge plans today, but our plans today are, 1, I have a few calls that I knocked out. I'm gonna go sit on my patio now. I have 40 minutes until I have another call that's just with a work call. I'm technically off work, but the work doesn't stop, the grind don't stop. So I'm gonna go sit on my patio. It is gorgeous outside, no clouds in the sky, no rain. I live in New York. It has been nasty. It has been humid. It has been horrible. this is beautiful. We had a tornado warning a few days ago. So it's beautiful. And I was like, I need to be outside immediately. So I'm going to go sit on my patio. I'm going to film a YouTube video, another YouTube video, and one that's just like a topic focused YouTube video. I want to talk about my experience with freelancing versus corporate America as a content creator. And I want to just make, like, I talked about that in my last video, but I wanted to make like a standalone video about it. So we're going to go sit on the patio, talk about that. I'm definitely going to have to do some cleaning. I'm going to do a little bit of writing. That's something I did yesterday. I did some writing. And then just have like a slow, cozy evening, because tomorrow I'm going to my friend's pool and we're going to lay out by the pool because it's going to be another beautiful day. Very excited for that. So before we go about our day, I wanted to talk about the Odyssey because I saw that yesterday and that was very good. I tried bringing out my mic during dinner to talk about it and I just kept getting shy. And I even like I didn't ask to be in a booth. I was hoping they would put me in a booth, and if they didn't, I was going to ask so that I could have like some more privacy. And every time I pulled out my mic, like a waiter would walk by or like a new guest would walk by getting seated, and I was like, nobody look at me. So let's talk about the Odyssey. So the Odyssey was so good. Christopher Nolan. Also, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it yet, skip to the next chapter. But the Odyssey, you know, it's a Greek mythology. It's a story I definitely learned about in school. Forgot a lot of it except for the Trojan horse. It was an amazing journey, front to back, start to finish. He just, every single movie, like, doesn't miss, like, 10 out of 10, no notes. Interstellar has, like, stuck with me, especially now with, you know, the state of our world and the planet and like, you know, this insane weather that we're having. But the Odyssey was like, I was talking to my masseuse yesterday and he's like, yo, if this had been like how we learned history, like I would have been so much more interested. And I was like, yo, facts. If I got to watch Christopher Nolan's movie to learn the story of the Odyssey, like I would have been very into it. So yeah, it was really good. And one thing that really stood out to me is the way that in Hollywood, in art in general, but speaking about Hollywood and movies, you can really tell when a director loves women and respects women. And the way that these women were portrayed in the Odyssey, because there were some opportunities where he could have had, you know, more nudity or could have had more intimacy scenes, and he didn't. Like there was one like 5 seconds of the beginning of a love scene and then it cuts to the next thing. You know, all of the women were like dressed beautifully, adorned with like all of their jewelry and everything, or like Charlize Theron, her like beach wear was like really nice. And so like I've watched movies where I'm like, this person clearly objectifies women and doesn't view us as equals and views us as like not commodities, just like objects, and we're not on the same level as him. And then you have Christopher Nolan, or people have been saying this about fashion lately. They'll be like, this is how you can really tell this designer loves women, because he's made clothes for women that really accentuate them and make them look beautiful without sexualizing them. And so the Odyssey, all of the women characters, not only were they not hypersexualized, but they also were empowered. They also had stories that were like so real and relatable. And the villains per se were not even villains, because like you understood why they were doing the things they did. Like the woman who was a witch who turned the men into pigs and then turned them back, as she was doing her speech to him of like, you know, Matt Damon asked her like, did they harm you? Did they do anything? And she was like, no, but they would have, because that's all that men do. Like they pillage and they destroy things and they harm, and I'm not safe around them. And so like that's their nature, their innate nature, and they were gonna do it even if they hadn't done it yet. And I was like, yo, this is so, like, to see like she's clearly traumatized by things that have happened to her, and like that's just a story that most women can relate to, no matter the scale of the trauma they've experienced. So I was like, wow, that was so powerful, because like even though and also like, you know, witches, I don't want to go on a tangent about witches, but witches historically have been looked at in a way and framed in a way that is not accurate to like what they actually were and whatnot. But it was just beautiful to see the humanizing of someone who had been through trauma, and a woman who he also like, he didn't harm her, even though she had like kind of sort of harmed his men. They came back and they were fine, but he didn't harm her. He didn't even like judge her. And then there was also the funny bit where like her sister was a crow, and she was like, yeah, we get along better this way. And I was like, yo, that's hilarious. As a sister with two sisters, like, yo, you can fight the hardest with your sister, but also like never love anyone like you'll love your sister. So I thought that was just hilarious. It was just like clearly whoever wrote the, you know, he obviously had a hand in it, but whoever contributed to the writing like understands women and like our dynamics. So that was just beautiful. So anyways, that was very long-winded. Let's go sit on the patio and make a video and go about our day because it's sunny. I cannot get over how nice it is outside. Oh my goodness. And they've been planting new flowers. I live in an apartment building, so this is like our shared patio, and like every summer I guess they like re-up the flowers and they look so beautiful. Love. Editing Alicia here. We had so much fun that I forgot to close the vlog out, so I'm doing that now. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe, or rate and subscribe. And I'm headed to Woodstock in 2 days, and I'm so excited. I just want to be in nature and be surrounded by sunlight and grass and the birds and all of that. So that vlog will be next. But for now, thank you so much for watching again, and I will see you next time. Oh my hood, I look fly, I look good.